What's Your Position podcast may contain adult themes, sexual discussions, and strong language. We want everyone to be educated, but we are intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised. On today's episode, we have Rihanna and Adam, hosts of sex podcast Bottled Up Bitches. And now, with love from Huntington Beach, please welcome Ashley Weller.
Welcome, fellow humans, to a full frontal of What's Your Position? One that we actually hit record on. Yay! We didn't just record 10 minutes of this episode and then have to start over. What? Who said that?
Nobody said that.
Today, thank you so much for being here today. We have Bottled Up Bitches, the weekly kinky sex podcast hosted by an extremely horny married couple. And now I think you might be horny. Are you horny now?
Oh my God. I am wet.
Yes.
That's my favorite phrase. Rihanna and Adam want to make things fresh and spicy in their life, and they want to discover new kinks and explore their sexuality and share it with all of you. If you want to hear about the adventures of an extremely horny married couple who go outside the lines, discuss the steamy and the taboo, and have an empowering mission statement, please follow Bottled Up Bitches. I also know you have a Patreon.
We do.
I'm actually very excited about that. But if you want to see Bottled Up Bitches Patreon, there you go. Can we all please give a round of applause for Mia's very first recorded intro of What's Your Position?
Oh my God, and she nailed it on the first try.
First and second. Take one and take two. We're perfect. We're very happy to have you, Mia. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. She's going to add a little dash of insight and wonder and pick up the songs that I drop. And she's going to help us out with the intro and some interesting psychology facts. So thank you for joining us. Mia, we love you so much. We also have the most amazing husband in the entire world, husband Kevin Weller.
Yay.
Yo.
Dropping in sound effects. You love this fucking guy. So we've got Bottled Up Bitches here. Let me just tell you a little bit about why you're here, because I actually didn't do that earlier. I have one of the most amazing husbands. Rihanna, I'm sure you can agree and understand how that works, right?
I feel good about it.
Right. He sends me random shit on Instagram. Check this platform out. Check this sponsor out. Check this page out. Check this podcast out. See if you want to follow them. See if you want to have them on the podcast. He's so looking out for every part of the he found both of my affiliate. I don't have a sponsor. I'm not as fancy as you fucking guys. Okay. I'm not that fancy. I have affiliates. But he found both my affiliates, Laurels and Awkward Essentials. And then he found you guys and he's like, you need to see if they want to come on your podcast. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm fucking down. Mm-hmm. So you're here because of him. We're so excited. And also we really are just joyful to have another sex positive, like-minded podcast come on and talk shop with us. Talk about what it's like to have a podcast. Talk about what it's like to be a hot married couple who's horny. I know exactly what that's like. And talk about breaking down walls and stigmas and taboos surrounding sex and the topic of sex, because fuck that noise. We need to open this up to more individuals, and that's why we do what we do. So tell us a little bit about Bottled Up Bitches. I have a quick question. I searched for your first episode today and it wasn't fucking there.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's in hell. No.
Can I say something too? The listeners can't see this, but I feel like I have to point it out. I look like a fucking mangy rat right now. I look insane. I just caught myself in the camera.
You have a little George Harrison 1969 70s vibe going on.
God, I get called Lennon all the time.
Oh, I see Harrison. Okay. For sure. Yeah.
I don't know the Beatles.
We usually make a joke that you look like John Krasinski's lazy brother, but I actually
no. Ted Kaczynski's, and he just died.
Oh my God.
He just died 2 days ago.
Well, I was gonna say his brother is an established man, and I felt bad calling him a lazy brother.
His brother's the one that got him caught.
I think
really?
His brother's wife.
Might be the most active brother. He's probably the best brother.
Yeah, I know his brothers. They saw his manifesto, and his brother and his wife were like, That sounds a lot like Ted. They called the FBI.
This guy really needs a tail on him real quick, guys.
Yeah.
We know him quite well. Okay, so maybe
Yeah.
George Harrison meets Ted Kaczynski's helpful brother.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Pulling his weight, brother.
Rest in
Okay,
peace.
pulling his weight, brother. Right. So tell us about Bottled Up Bitches. How long have you guys been a podcast for?
Bottled Up Bitches has been around since December 2021.
Fun.
And it's been so fun. Yeah, so we've changed formats a couple of times. We've always been a sex podcast. Sorry, I pulled your hair. Yeah, we've always been a sex podcast, and we kind of started out as two friends. Then it became more guest-based.
You and another person, or you and another human were
myself and another human.
I was like
Adam was my producer.
I kind of played like what it seems like Mia's role is for you guys. Like I kind of was in the back and I would chime in every once in a blue moon. That's how it first started out in the first season, which, as you alluded to, you cannot find. We did take down.
We took season one down. Just for the privacy of our former host who was no longer interested in being part of the show or in our lives. So
was there a reason given? Like, what the fuck?
Honestly, no. Not one that I could ever understand.
The way we love to take accountability in life with this one, I just refuse to. It just wasn't.
Well, we just never got any, we got a lot of like, why are you mad at us? And they'd be like, well, I shouldn't have to tell you. It was a lot of that.
Oh God. So lots of gaslighting.
It wasn't great.
Yeah. It was more just confusing. It was more just like, we don't know what, to this day, we still don't know what happened.
I mean,
and so you can't, so you don't want to release the first episodes you recorded because those contain her stories. But now you've gone through this rebranding. You just released an episode about how you're going to be less guest focused, or more or less be more choosy. And the guests that you have on, make them be like these big names that like warrant someone to be on the show. And it's more about you and Rihanna and Adam's married sex life. Correct. And what y'all are into and what y'all are discovering and what y'all are talking about that week, less than like guests coming on. And which was what you
our
were
show ended up becoming more education based than we intended it to be. We've always wanted this show to be two friends, and it did start physically with two friends. Then it became single friend. So we thought let's chat with more people that want to talk about sex, and then it kind of turned into everyone was a sex therapist or a sex coach, and it became
which is great, but not what
we wanted it to be. Something that you brought up a few times, and that's very much what our show is. It is friends talking to other people. It is people talking about sex that want to talk about sex, because that's something that I encountered in my friendships growing up, whether it was coming of age or into my adulthood, of trying to speak to other people in my life, other friends about sex, about, hey, who do you go to for a gyno? I need a new doctor. And they were like, that's really personal. And I'm like, is it? Because if I asked you for a nail salon or a hair place, a recommendation, you would give me one. And I want to go to a doctor who you trust with your genitals. That's a very, fair if anything, that's a very fair and a sacred ask of like, I trust you enough to ask who is taking care of your bits. Yeah. And I was met with, that's too much. That's too personal. Too much
information. That's crazy to me. And like, I started my journey. We have so many similarities. Like I started my journey because I wanted to educate people. I wanted to teach, but 2020 happened and so fuck me. Right. So I couldn't teach because it was closed, the world. And so I was like, well, I have nothing else to do. And my cousin's always here. So why don't we do a podcast, and I'll just teach my lesson plans. And so mine was always in this headspace of, what is Professor Ashley going to teach you about sex? And let me bring in experts on their own field. So I had somebody come in and talk about, I had a Dom come in and talk about tying people up. I had a porn star come in and talk about what it's like to have an OnlyFans. I had, my friends come in and talk about their fucking periods and what kind of periods they have, birth control. Like I had a bunch of friends just answer questions about being a dude. Like, what's it like to be a fucking guy and have a dick? Like, so it was all.
It's great.
It's great.
It's good.
It's all right. It's please relax. It's okay.
The number one thing that I would want if I could have a penis is to stand while peeing. And I understand that that's like
nothing's
a super...
stopping us.
Well, labia.
It's just not going to be as satisfying.
But here's the thing. You know what?
Labia
Here's the
stops
thing.
me. Yeah.
As a person who can easily stand while pee, I
sit every time.
often sit while pee.
Why? What a waste of time and leg strength.
Yeah, but you know what's not a waste of time? Having to then go back and clean that up. Because you know what? No matter how hard you try, it doesn't come out in a perfect stream.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because women always think like, how do you miss the toilet? And I'm like, it's not a fucking
it comes out
pistol where like you know,
sometimes it's sprays.
Weapon.
Sometimes the tip of your head sometimes gets turned too much, so you put it on mist setting.
You get a double stream, or you get a stream to the left.
Yeah,
you're like, well, that's not where I was going. That's
I didn't know you had a full-on garden hose with settings.
Or sometimes the urethra gets closed in the middle, and you get like the double stream.
This seems like a medical issue that needs to happen.
It's not sealed. It's just, you get a little sweaty, your skin sticks together.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
And then in the middle of the night when you try to pee and you think you're going straight on and it's really going
behind you,
far left.
Girl.
You're like, why don't I hear the splash?
These are the conversations, though. Like, these are the fucking conversations. Like, to know that when I go pee outside, my pee usually hits my right labia and then sends it careening off to the side. So, like, hold your labia open when you're peeing in the woods unless you want to get pee on your
And I know
ankle.
somebody's listening right now going, oh, fuck.
Oh,
somebody else.
That's why. Okay, so it's not just my labia. Perfect. But like, you have so many different societal like norms about what we can talk about, what we can't talk about, and what. Oh my God, I can't believe you're telling me how many orgasms you and your husband had last night. It's like, why the fuck not? I had 2. Go me. Woo. Celebrate. Like,
that is something to celebrate. That is something to absolutely celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even one, even half of one. I just feel like the more we talk about sex, the more we talk about sexual health, the better off we are as people. I have not felt healthier mentally or physically, nor have I felt closer with my spouse than after doing this podcast and then having him join the podcast. So much like yourselves, I lost my co-host and it unfortunately could not be resolved. And my husband graciously, I was like, I need some, please learn all of the things on all of the places and do the things for me and talk also at the same time. Yep. And he was like, I'll help you. No worry. I gotcha. We had to get new equipment, and like, it's brought us closer together, just overcoming these adversities of navigating the podcast, not even being on the podcast, just navigating the editing, navigating the equipment, navigating the rebranding. I'm sure was something that took I heard on your episode, you guys had a really long heart to heart. Did you think about ending the podcast?
No.
Yeah, I don't think that ever came up.
And what's funny is I think if that host originally did what we intended was for them to come onto the show and kind of depart and say, hey, I'm leaving. I think we would have ended the show. I think I really do. I think that would have been a natural ending, and I think we would have just made a new one. With our new format, I feel like having a natural ending like that would have made sense. I think that's something I would have thought about. But since it was just a fuck you, goodbye, I was like, well, this is my show. I'm the only one that worked on the social media. I reached out to people. I reached out to sponsors. Adam was doing all the editing. Like, we're the ones putting in the bulk of the work. I wasn't going to throw all that away.
Yeah, there's a lot of pride where like, the 2 that are remaining did 95% of the work. Why would we shut it down or try to completely rechange the show? Because one person who did the 5% of just showing up and speaking. Yeah.
And I came up with the name, and I'm so proud of it. I wasn't about to toss that.
I really like it.
It's a really great name. And you guys have a lot of great, like, little snippets, little marketing bits, little taglines. And I mean, everything, like, your podcast is just so, it's got a lot of similarities to ours, which is so funny. Like, and I love that how much space there is in this area so that there can be so many of these shows. And the amount of necessity that there is warrants how many there are, and I'm sure that there's space for even more. So I love listening to like Sex with Emily and Justin Lee Miller's podcast because they're really short. Mine tend to be long as fuck, so I really need to work on that. All of my listeners are like, Ashley, this is not a true crime podcast. Like, you cannot talk about the vulva for 2 hours. And I'm like, fucking bet.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, I can.
Hold my drink. Yeah.
My trick. I'm a human sexuality professor. I have and I will talk about the vulva for 3 fucking hours. Like,
I'm here for it.
Suck it. Literally. Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about the conversation surrounding sex and taboos about sex. We're also going to talk. I don't know why I'm holding these. We're not doing this. You do this. You mark down the time. We're going to do the stat of the day. It's the stat of the day. Ooh. It's the stat of the day. Ooh. It's the stat of the day. So the stat of the day is brought to you by the letter. Don't look. I'm not looking. She's cheating. It's brought to you by the letter C for cheater. For Mia the cheater. That's what it's brought. She's looked at this thing like 6 times.
I didn't actually read it though.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Look,
yeah.
First episode, he's already cheating.
She didn't inhale.
I didn't inhale.
All right.
This is getting ridiculous.
Make sure you write everybody's answers down, okay, cheater? All right.
Okay.
This stat of the day is in regards to what women would do sexually if there were no societal norms or societal pressures to fall in line in certain ideas of how women should behave sexually. So, 63% of women are interested in new and emerging sex trends. This comes from a study that was done in 2022 by Hims and Hers. It had over 5,000 respondents and was done in all 50 states. 63% of women say that they are interested in a new or emerging sex trend. What percentage say if there was zero societal norms, they would engage in sex? Their sex life would look very different. Very different. That's the wording. This percentage of women would have a very different sex life if societal norms did not exist.
Who's going first?
I think we would sleep with way more people.
I fucking agree with you. Absolutely.
I was going to say
what percentage
women's
of women
sex life would look like, and I don't mean this to be like a derogatory or insulting, but they would look like men's.
Yeah. Right. If there was no, you're absolutely right. I feel like you're 100% right. If there was no pressure to like
sleeping with whoever they want, doing whatever they want,
coming whenever they want, like using someone just to have
whatever they want,
experimenting with whoever they want. So if 63% of women say that they're interested in a new sex trend, what percentage of women say their sex lives would look very different if there were no societal norms?
Who's going first?
Husband Kevin Weller.
92.
Okay.
Wow. Going high.
Yeah, I was going to say 72.
72. Okay. Adam?
It's probably in the 80s.
I'm going to say, I was going to say about 80. I'm going to go.
Price is Right.
Is this Price is Right rules?
Say a dollar. Say a dollar.
Always Price is Right.
Okay, I'm going to go 73. No, I'm going to go 85. I think 85.
80.
Okay. All right. Mia?
Say 90. Just a solid.
I'm sure it's high. It seems like 100%.
I don't think I think even 85 is high.
We're going to come back to the stat of the day at the end of the show. So the guest...
Yeah. So people have to continue to listen.
The whole episode if you want to know the number. So what we're going to do now is do our...
So proud of yourself.
We're going to do our tip of the day. It is like edging. We're going to do our tip of the day. It is just the tip. That is how we started it. Was I was going to call the segment just the tip, and then I just kept it as tip of the day. So tip of the day. How do we begin to break down these extremely pervasive and just absolutely fucking ingrained ideas that sex is bad, wrong, and taboo within our own social circles? So there's a couple ways, and they are going to seem to people like us who talk about sex daily. This is going to seem a bit soft and maybe a bit like duh, but we have to remember there are some people out there who the only time they have conversations about sex are when you and I are on their radio. you know, and they're having a conversation with us and they're listening to us talk. So hello to you listeners who only talk about sex with me. I'll always talk about sex with you. Just kidding. No, I'm not actually. Call me anytime. I'll talk about sex with you. So we're going to talk about a couple of easy ways, and maybe you guys can chime in and share some experiences you've had with this exact tip. Yep. First tip is pick the right time to talk about sex. Okay. So you cannot just, do you guys have jobs? Do you have like actual, like regular daytime stupid jobs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
No, but yes, he does.
So you mean like I can't talk to my coworkers, boss, or district manager about stuff like that?
It's probably not wise to talk about like threesomes with like the owner of my research company.
What about in the middle of a confession? Like
I was gonna say
I'm hanging out with my pastor.
Oh, like an actual, like a priest.
I'm in the confession
I thought
booth.
you were in like a detective's office.
Me too.
Or the detective's office.
Commit a crime.
I did it, but let me tell you about what I did last
Let me tell you what I did. Sex a lot with a lot of people. So yeah. So making sure you pick the right time to talk about sex. What is your thoughts and feelings on this?
Well, considering we lost our jobs because of the podcast.
Excuse me?
Whoa.
I guess you didn't listen to that episode.
That may have been removed.
That was a season.
I think that was one of the ones that was removed.
Sure, I would have fucking heard that. What the fuck?
I didn't because I was fired months before that.
Okay.
We worked at the same place. It was the same company.
I was fired for insubordination.
Can you say the name of the company?
I
think it's a good idea.
not
It's
to.
not a good idea.
No, that makes sense. That's good. That's smart.
I just had to ask. I just didn't pay.
It's one that's going. It's tanking.
It won't be
anyway.
around
It's not
much
gonna be around
longer.
much longer.
Anyway.
They got theirs. No, I just didn't get along with my boss, and they were like, "You should leave." And I'm like, "I guess." So, but no, a few months
I was
later,
called a pedophile.
yes. And my ex co-host, same day they pulled them two because I was not around anymore. They pulled them two aside and
Because she also worked there.
because she also works there.
God.
They pulled them aside and said, "You either need to take you need to take the episodes down." We probably had 6 or 7 episodes up at that time. They said, "Take them down, or you need to leave."
Can you
even do that? Well, apparently you can.
Texas is an at-will state. They can fire you for any reason.
Yeah, California's an at-will, but it blows my mind that that's actually
because you talk about sex on a
So their reasoning. So
we worked for a children's publishing company.
So the story that they had issues with that they claim is Rihanna told a story on the show about.
So did she.
That y'all both did about having sex with. They were underage, having sex with someone that was
over the age of 18.
Sure.
So statutory.
So they So they said, "Hey, your show has pedophilic, pedophilic things."
Oh my god!
And I at the time had to be like, "Hold on, hit the brakes. You're gonna have to explain what you're talking about there to me because that's a bold word to be using."
Right.
Yeah, it's a strong.
But because their reasoning, their claim was because it was a children's book company. They can have someone working there that was associated. Now, keep in mind, I was a fulfillment center manager. So how many fulfillment fucking center managers do you know the name of at companies you...
Right.
And also, we also had a adult line of books that some of which had smut and specifically about young girls having sex with older men.
Hey, what?
There was a lot more...
Double standard going on.
There was more going on. That was their excuse because they needed to get rid of me and they didn't have a valid reason.
My work, almost everyone at my work has been on my podcast.
Yeah.
Well, that's scary.
I guess very different.
Different. Yeah. That's crazy. I can't even but I have a disclaimer at the end of the episode that says we are not affiliated with our places of business, hoping that fire blanket covers me in case of backdraft. I cannot believe that you got fired for your podcast. So yeah, I guess picking the right time to bring it up, but also just bringing it up. The next tip is pick easy topics, right? So maybe we don't automatically jump to threesomes or wanting to have hooks put in your back and being hung from a ceiling. Yeah.
The Dave Navarro special.
It's a thing. Don't yuck someone's yum. Maybe you start with topics that are simple. What do you like most about your sex life? What is one of your favorite sex memories? Where's the craziest place you've had sex? Where's the craziest place you've had sex? It's a really good question, right?
A graveyard.
You didn't have full sex in the graveyard.
I gave it.
Full sex it's sex is sex, my friend.
Oral counts.
What are we doing here? What are we talking
The
about?
ghosts don't know.
The ghost.
The ghosts do know. And they've got, do you want to know why they know? So they don't have any bones, so they can't get boners.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. Now that's a mom joke.
I don't know. I'm not giving her that one. I'm not giving her that
It's
one.
fine. I'll find another one
Just
for you.
anatomically, it's like,
I didn't want to break it to her.
Where's the craziest place you've had sex?
Probably we used to, whenever there was a period of our time, Rihanna and I, when we were early dating, that if you invited us to a party at your house, we were going to have sex somewhere in your house during the party.
Oh, I
Nice.
love that.
Nice.
Challenge
That's a good
accepted.
So yeah, we had sex in a friend's bed because he made us mad. So I was like, it's going down.
Yeah. On someone's in someone's laundry room.
In someone's laundry
on your
room, in their bathroom.
Fuck you. Having an orgasm on your pillow.
Yeah.
A laundry room. Mia, craziest place you've ever had sex?
I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. It was like back home in Hawaii. That's where I'm from. There's this place I used to live like across from this place where people would do like paddling practice, like canoe paddling practice. So we like hooked up behind the shed where they kept the canoes.
Okay.
Ooh. That's very like summer camp.
Very summer
It is
camp.
very summer
nautical.
camp.
I like that. Nautical.
No, and the reason we did it is so that we could say that we did it there.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah.
What
But
other
I can
reason?
answer this
I
particular
think that's
question.
totally fine. A
That I
valid
can answer
reason.
this question right here. Husband Kevin Weller, it doesn't have to be with me. You can just say the craziest place you've ever had sex.
Yeah, but I was just talking about it earlier.
I know you
Yeah.
were, and I know exactly what you're going to say.
I mean, do I divulge the whole?
Oh, that's what you're going with?
Divulge the whole.
Wait,
Divulge the whole.
divulge the whole. Well, then let me tell mine so that you can have the mic at the end.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I feel like the craziest place we've ever had sex is a lifeguard tower.
Oh, that's
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
I like
so
that.
Baywatch.
Yeah,
Right?
what is this? Are y'all all a part of a CW show? Like, what's happening here?
Well, when Ashley and I first met, we'd go like out drink all night, and then we go to the beach and Sunset
We
Beach.
we live like a mile from the beach. So
Right.
if you don't go, you should literally just
Go somewhere else.
move away. Why
Yeah.
are you here?
And so we would go get hammered, and then we'd like at a bar, and then we'd go to the beach and continue to drink, and then we'd go have sex on a lifeguard tower. Because I mean, fuck, dude, that's super romantic
Yeah.
and hot, and we would just
Waves
start-
crashing and shit.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty sexy. What? So I guess you can just go ahead and tell your story then.
Do I
It's
like?
up to you.
Yeah, I don't know how much.
How much do you want him to tell?
So we had a threesome in the back of my truck.
That
With
doesn't sound
That just seems
comfy.
logistically difficult.
It's difficult enough.
Right.
Her.
Well,
He didn't say it was good.
no, it was great. It was fire.
How long did it last?
About 3 hours.
Ew.
I'm exhausted. Ew.
Sorry. I could never.
No,
Never.
it was
Never,
wild,
never
and
enough.
the girls were like way into it. So was I. And then we had people walking by our truck, and they could hear the girls, and they were like looking in, and we had to move because we were actually parked in front of a driveway. And so the person that came,
There was
that
a
lived
lot of
there-
tequila involved.
Wait, hold on. Were y'all in like the bed of the truck?
No, in the cab.
Oh,
I have an
okay.
F-150, so it's a pretty big
Sure.
area
Size
back
of
there.
a full size mattress in the back.
Yeah.
When you pull the seats down, it's
Yeah, it fits 3 people.
fucking big.
Yeah, it fits 3 people.
Windows are all tinted.
Yeah, and the
Carbon
girls were
monoxide kicks in.
They turned the car off.
well, we were outside. And we were on the street in downtown Long Beach, and like the girls were falling off the bench seat, but everybody was drunk, so it was like a fucking great time.
Yeah.
And it's like an inside joke because we're like truck sex.
Anytime somebody sits in the back seat, we're always like,
Oh, you still have that truck?
Actually,
Yeah, you don't get rid of a truck like that.
I got
oh,
back in October. I got a different truck, but
bad.
but somebody owns that truck now.
Somebody,
and-
yeah, the legacy lives on.
Oh,
yeah.
For sure.
That's good juju right there.
You just get into the truck and you're immediately horny.
Immediately horny.
And I will. Oh man, I don't know if I should divulge.
What's wrong with this truck? Every time I get in, I get a boner. Like I don't know what is going on.
So so the girls both squirted, and there was like big wet spots back there.
Yeah, for a long
Stains?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Hell
brother.
yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
You dirty dog.
The best part about, well, not the best part, but a funny part about it is the person that came and pulled up and we were blocking their driveway. I had to jump into the front seat of my truck to drive, but I couldn't find my clothes. So I was driving down the streets of downtown Long Beach butt naked. And then finally, one of the girls found one of their shirts and threw it over to me. And so I could put that over my lap as I was driving to find another place that we can continue, which we did. And, yeah, it's pretty
Streets of LBC.
Yeah.
We're gangster as fuck.
This is why you need towels in your car.
This is why we have towels in our car.
Now we do.
You never know when the mood strikes you. I have a homework assignment for you both, and it's to have car sex. It's to go out on a date and have car sex and then do an episode about it.
We've had car sex. Here's the issue.
Should we stand?
I got two things to say. First of all,
yeah, you're real tall.
Yeah. First of all, the wildest part of that story is Ashley. How do you not know that he didn't have the same truck?
Oh, because I didn't remember that it was that soon that it got switched out. I really thought that he had the same exact truck.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I was like, you got to pay attention to what's going on in your home, girl.
It's the exact same truck. It's the same color.
It's the same.
Got it. Okay. Fair enough. In my mind, it was like a green F-150, and now he's driving like a black Tundra.
It's a straight up white work truck. It doesn't even look different.
Oh, it's a work truck.
Yeah.
They working real hard on that.
And then,
he works hard for his money.
and then to the point of us having car sex, yes, I am 6'5".
Oh my! Oh,
and Rihanna is 4'11".
Okay, well then all of your extra space she's not taking.
There's
up.
no extra space.
I'm only 5'8".
there's no space.
There's no extra space.
I know.
We drive Kia Souls.
We drive Kia Souls.
Oh, fuck yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
This guy looks like Mr. Incredible getting in and out of his car. But
That's
no,
fair.
I splurged for a bigger one. I got the nice one, but and there's a lot more seat in the back. But no, we recently had a conversation. Well, so I'm pretty much the first person he's been with. There was one before me, but it was like I want to lose my virginity because I'm 20 and I don't count her. Yeah. Especially because he doesn't remember her name. He's like, I don't know her. So he didn't get to do a lot of high school dating things. So his last birthday, I took him to
just for our listeners, currently behind us there's a collection of Magic the Gathering cards, a signed Weird Al set list, and an old Spider-Man comic. So
you were like so popular in high school.
Oh yeah, I was drowning in puss.
Drowning in vajayjay.
You're just like, oh my god, another girl is texting me to have sex.
How did you?
Yeah.
Did you back them away with your excessively long arms or with your
that's
giant?
just a long day.
A lot of kicking, a lot of and not like hard kicking, just kind of pushing them, putting my foot on them and pushing them away.
Just enough for them to get a clue.
Get the hint. Yeah.
You also have on a Flash shirt, and I guarantee.
Hey, don't worry about it.
I'm going to ask you a question right now, and you're going to have an answer at the ready. Are you ready?
Sure.
What's your Harry Potter house? Oh my god.
You're a Hufflepuff.
So here's the thing. I am a Hufflepuff.
He has a fucking
No.
of the answer.
No. Here's why. Because we went to Universal recently and did that whole thing. I'm going to say right now, the movies are fine. In reality, I don't give two shits about Harry Potter. Harry Potter's not for me.
We just started watching Harry Potter.
I don't have anything against it. I don't have anything against it.
I hadn't seen
but
all of
I'm
them.
not a Harry Potter fanboy is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Nope. Same.
I just saw them all last year. I saw the first two when I was a kid, and I never saw any of the other ones.
On both of you.
So we just started watching them, and then we went to Universal, and I had a good time. I got picked for the little wand thing where I got to have
fucking picked, and you don't even like Harry Potter?
I didn't say I didn't like it.
We like it.
It's just we're
just not like fanboys about it.
I was a Twilight kid.
Whatever.
Those are the books that I read. I was a Twilight bitch.
And I'm a Warhammer guy. Like, I go deep down into my nerdist.
Broken right now.
Sorry. I am a Slytherin, just because you didn't ask.
I was gonna once you stopped telling me that you got picked for the wand ceremony and I didn't.
But they didn't give me the wand. They're like, this is your chosen wand. It is $54.95 if you'd like it. And I was like, this is stupid. I thought I was gonna.
I get picked just to pay you.
I am not giving you money. No. What's so Slytherin and Hufflepuff? That makes sense. That tracks. I can see that for sure.
Sure, I'll take your word for it.
But he didn't get to do high school things. So for his birthday last year, I took him to a drive-in burger, and then we went to a drive-in, and then we went to get ice cream, and then we went to a drive-in movie. So I wanted him to have like a full high school date experience.
Like Grease. Like you wanted him to be in the movie Grease.
All the movies. Yeah. Because we live in Austin, so the burger place we went to, the drive-in burger place, is the burger place that they filmed Dazed and Confused at. It's at Top Notch Burger.
Oh, what?
And they're really good burgers. If anyone's in Austin, go to Top Notch Burger. Just for the good burger.
That is a classic movie.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So I wanted him to have that experience. And we didn't have car sex. So I brought that up to him. And that's something that we plan on doing.
How did you not even give him a blowy in the drive-in? Like that.
I was watching Home Alone.
We're watching a movie.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Get out of here with your blowy. I'm watching Home Alone right now.
Yeah. But that's something we've talked about. Is like, okay, we will have car sex again.
You're such a disease.
Yeah. Yeah. We love it. But we will be having car sex again in our adulthood here very soon, because I was like, we need to have car sex again, and we need to do it like at the drive-in. That'll be really cute.
Oh, that would be cute. I like that. Gotta go see a rom-com or something.
Yeah, go see like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great drive-in movie. Okay. Yeah. The last tip comes with a game. Are you ready?
Love games.
Love it.
All right. So basically, the best tip for learning how to get outside of your comfort zone when it comes to sexuality and start to embrace the idea of sex, sexuality, sexual health, sexual well-being is to start integrating these words into your everyday vernacular. There's a lot of words that people have a hard time saying out loud. As a educator of sex, I say the word penis and vagina all day. And so those words don't faze me anymore. But the people I say them to giggle still at the words penis and vagina, even though nobody giggles when I say the word elbow or big toe. But because these body parts are so taboo, we tend to see a lot of like inner shame and inner like fear and guilt surrounding them. And then there's some words that people just find icky, like the word moist. I'm just not a huge fan of that word in general. But there are some sex words that people aren't even okay with saying. Fun fucking story time. I grew up really religious, very sheltered, just a lot of things that are sheltered and awful. And my 13th birthday, I played Truth or Dare with all of my girlfriends. And this chick who's so dangerous and horrible got dared. Are you ready?
Did you kiss a girl?
What did she get dared to do, everybody? What are your guesses? Make
out. To kiss a girl.
Somebody. What else? What else are you getting dared to do when you're 13?
Call a boy.
Call a boy. No, I got dared to say the word sex 5 times, and I wouldn't do it. No. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you were afraid a Bloody Mary was going to come out.
Right, or like my vagina was going to fall off, or I was going to get pregnant.
It blows my mind. It blows my mind that Ashley and I ended up together because I lost my virginity at 13, and she at 13
couldn't even say the word sex.
So
it checks out. That's how it is over here.
That's how it is over here to a certain extent. Yeah.
Opposite.
I was not. Well, I was not as. I wasn't afraid of saying sex. No one would have it with me.
Fair.
It takes a balance. It does. The balance is good.
It is good. And he was just a horny fuck, and I was just this precious little angel.
I was a bad kid.
And when we met, he was like, "You need to be a little badder," and I was like, "You need to be a little gooder." And so
we balanced each other out over time.
Are now wonderfully naughty.
18 years.
Like yin and yang.
Like yin and yang.
18 years? That's amazing. That's incredible.
Really fucking long time. I know it isn't. It doesn't even feel like 18. That's the nutty part. Is our relationship is an adult. Our relationship can vote. Do you think that means I get an extra vote?
That's cute.
I think
Ooh, I think that's how that works.
I call my local congressman. So we're going to play a game. And this game is called, I haven't made up a name for it, but it's what you're going to do is we're going to go around and we're each going to say a word that has to do with sex, but not just like silly, like penis, vulva. I'm talking dirty, raunchy, say a good fucking word. There are no repeats. And honestly, you get like a second. Like you don't get to sit there and think. Like you better have one on lock, ready to go. Anybody who repeats or anyone who pauses is immediately out. The winner gets a prize. The last person standing gets a prize.
I'm so stressed. Okay.
You're not stressed. You're good. You've got this. There's no lag. We're good. And then when we're done with this, we're going to take a break. Okay. This is leading us into our break right now. So it's going to go me because everyone can see me. Mm-hmm. And then it's going to go to Rihanna because she's right next to me in human, like in my view. And that's who Kevin can see as well. And then it's going to go to Adam. And then it's going to go to Mia. And then it's going to go to Kevin. Okay. And then it's going to come back to me.
Okay. We got this.
So Ashley, Rihanna, Adam, Mia, Kevin. Okay. And prepare. I know you look really stressed, Adam. Like,
let's take a deep breath.
Everybody just breathe.
I'm competitive and I will win this, or you will all go down.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I will be the champion.
You sound like Jack Black. I love it.
I did sound like.
Oh my God, I'm nervous now. I'm really scared. What we're trying to do here is break some stereotypes about words that might seem a little more taboo. It can be like a 2-word phrase, but not a big long word phrase.
Yeah, that's what some of you are trying to do. Some of us are trying to win.
I know some people are trying to suss out the fucking rules here. And go for as long as you can.
Okay.
That's what she said. Oh. All right, Mia, count us down from 5, and then it's going to be me, then Rihanna, then Adam, then you. Count us down from 5, Mia. Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Finger bang.
Mommy milkers.
Cunnilingus.
Cuckolding.
double penetration.
Cream pie.
Sissies.
Rimming.
Member.
Or
Oh shit!
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ouch!
Get out of there.
Ashley.
No, I talked over you. I'm so sorry.
Ended it.
That's fine. That's fine. I prematurely ended that. My bad.
I like that game. I think we should play that again.
I know. Right? Well, we are. I'm refereeing this shit now. Okay. So
here we go. It's gonna get really.
Rihanna, Adam, Mia, Kevin. Rihanna, Adam, Mia, Kevin. I'm gonna count us down. You ready, Rihanna?
Yeah.
In 5. Fuck. 3, 2, 1.
Clitoris.
Facial.
Dude,
You're out.
You're out. No. I was thinking. Never mind. I'm not gonna.
Don't say it, because then you're gonna give somebody one. All right. We're back. Rihanna,
Okay.
you're going first again. Okay. Rihanna, Adam, Kevin. Rihanna, Adam, Kevin. Here we go.
3.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rimming.
I already said that one.
You did.
You're out.
I did. That was my
son of a
second
bitch.
one.
That.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
so confident.
Wow.
God,
How
you were like you
embarrassing.
came out. You literally came out of the gate rimming.
She was
like,
so confident.
And I'm ready.
wish.
Ready
fucking
for
do
it.
She had her
Kevin,
tongue
if I
hanging
lose
out
this,
and
I'm
everything.
driving to where y'all live, and I will. Oh, buddy.
Find him with your magic
cup.
cards. Is that what's
Hey,
Damn.
hey, all
That's a
right.
kid's burn.
Guys, we're all having fun here. We're all having fun.
Okay, Adam first. Are you ready?
I'm first.
Yeah.
You're first.
Yeah, for
5,
last.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Deep throat.
Schmegma.
Oh, God, oh my God.
You just caught him so off. You caught him so off guard with that
There
one.
was strategy with that one.
Husband, I am so proud of you. My money was not on that dark horse. My money was on me. So I am very proud of you, husband.
How long has she been there?
It's been here for a while.
Thank you for indulging me. But just, as a rule of thumb, the easiest way to get over being uncomfortable about using certain words and certain terminologies is just to use them. Understand the sphere that you're in. Understand the people that you're around. Making sure that you're not, standing next to 5-year-olds saying schmegma, unless you'd like to explain to their parents why they know that word.
I'll get put on a list.
That is a fun combo. But, getting used to it. And the only way you do that is by doing it over and over again, finding those like-minded people who you can have those conversations with, surrounding yourself with them, and then asking those hard questions when you feel like you're in a safe environment. Any tips you'd like to add for breaking down the conversation taboo or using those brave, bold sex words, bitches?
I would argue you start even smaller when it comes to...
I love that.
I think you should just, if you're with somebody or even with a friend, being able to talk about what you like or what you don't like, especially with a partner, I feel like is so scary. People will have terrible sex for years and years and years because they're just too afraid to tell their partner where their clitoris is. And it's like, that's my labia. You got to do what you got to do.
Flap.
All flap.
All the time.
I feel that. Yeah. I'm a big labia bitch, so I feel that.
I have big labia too, and I don't mind them being like toyed with. Like, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Just don't end there.
We're not ending on labia. Yeah. Labia can be absolutely part of the show. You know what I mean? Like, that's like beginning and middle, but that's not for the end.
As long as we know the star of the show is Clydia, like, we'll be fine.
Clydia, I love that name so much.
That's what I'm calling her.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I have a cousin whose name is very close to that.
Oh, yeah. She was the inspo. She is a cunt. I
dropping bombs.
His family don't like me. No. So I just think if you have a spouse, being able to communicate what you do and don't like that is so scary for some people. And to me, that seems so small. Because if you can tell someone, if you tell your partner, I don't like going to that restaurant, you can tell them, well, I don't like when you put your finger there, or I don't like this, or I do love this.
Or
so,
right.
Yeah. Especially positive reinforcement so good.
And I love your finger there. Yeah. I love your finger there at that restaurant.
Hey.
We should eat there more often. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are actually going to talk about good sex and how to have it. Make sure you join us.
What's the point of this? Oh, hey. What's your favorite song? Maybe we could hum along. Well, I think you're smart, you sweet thing. Tell me your name. I'm dying here.
You know the drill. You're making out. You start feeling your way downtown. One of you wants to make a move to Cunnilingus, but you don't have protection. Dental dams are hard to use, hard to come by, and condoms taste like, well, condoms. Hundreds of millions of people worldwide have STIs that can be transmitted via oral sex. So let me introduce you to Lorals, a first-of-its-kind product that provides protection, sexy style, and comfort. And it tastes like vanilla. Lorals for Protection are FDA approved for STI protection during oral-based activities. And Lorals for Pleasure are the perfect cross between sexy lingerie and kinky toys. These thin and incredibly stretchy single-use silky latex undies are worn during fingering, rimming, oral sex, tribbing, and more. Head over to mylorals.com to get your 4-pack today. Be sure to use my code for a discount at checkout. What's Your Position Podcast? All one word. And remember, stay safe, stay kind, and stay sexy with Lorals.
Welcome back, fellow humans, to What's Your Position? We are joined by Rihanna and Adam, hosts of Bottled Up Bitches, a weekly sex podcast where two extremely horny married people talk to you about all the kinky shit they're doing. Check them out anywhere you get podcasts. They are amazingly hilarious, wonderfully funny, and just really breaking down walls and striking out taboos against people who don't know how to talk about sex. You want to talk about sex? Go talk about sex with Adam and Rihanna. They also have a hotline you can call. And they also have a Q&A section that you can go to and ask questions about each episode that they record, which I think is really fucking awesome. I'm going to ask you about your Patreon, but before I do, Mia said that she lied when she told us about the craziest place that she had sex.
Okay, it's not crazy. I just think the situation is a lot more interesting.
And she was going to tell us off air, and I was like, no, to punish you, you could tell the whole world.
Punishment.
Dig it. I don't know what this is, so I'm excited.
I don't either. I made her stop talking. So please.
Okay, so I was in high school. It was at a party at this guy's house who I later ended up dating. He ended up being my first boyfriend. The hookup was not with him though.
Oh, great.
It was with one of his friends.
Nice.
So we were like, shit, where are we gonna go? I didn't drive there, so I didn't have a car that we could go into, and all of the rooms were occupied. So
Occupado.
We went into a room that a girl was passed out in. She had passed out earlier in the evening. And
what the fuck?
Pushed her over to the
No.
side.
Okay, so earlier she had come to the party already super fucked up. So I ushered her into this room, and it was his sister's room. And I was like, okay, go to sleep. Just sleep. And then later I was like, well, she's knocked the fuck out. She's not going to know anything. So we went in there and just hooked up on the floor, literally right next to
So you
the
just
bed.
let her sleep.
Yeah, I just let her sleep. It was nice of me.
That was.
Yeah. The sex is mediocre.
Oh.
It was on the floor.
It was literally on the floor. It was quite literally.
Floor sex, car sex, which is worse? Floor sex. I'm saying floor sex.
Floor sex is not comfortable. It's hard.
You've
It's
got
the
more
floor.
space.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I would rather have sex on the floor.
I'd
In the
rather have
car?
car sex.
Yeah.
If it's nice, comfy.
Really?
Yeah, you could spread out your legs.
Carpet in front
That's
of a
fair.
fireplace.
I have another car sex one that I just remembered.
Here we go.
So I was 19. I had been on and off hooking up with this one girl for a really long time. And we would not talk for months. And all of a sudden, booty call. I went over. She came out, jumped in my car, and immediately started pulling down her pants. And she's like, let's fuck. So I had sex with her in the front seat of my car on this kind of little dead end street. So maybe she had 10 minutes and she's like, okay, bye. And then literally got out of my car and took off. And I was like,
She banged and bolted in the studio.
so I was like,
She said super right.
yeah, right. And
See ya.
it kind of struck me as weird because I was like, she was drunk, and I was like, okay. So I drove back home, and I was talking to her a couple weeks later, and she was like, yeah, this and that, my boyfriend, and this and that, and I was like,
Oh no.
wait, what? And she's like, oh. And I was like, how long have you been going out with this guy for? And she's like, 6 months. And I'm like, wait, was the reason that you had to take off so fast because your boyfriend was at your fucking house? And she's like, yeah.
Oh no.
And I'm like, wait, let me get this straight. You hit me up, told me to come over. We had sex. You bounced because your boyfriend was in the house waiting for you to come back. And she's like, yeah, I told him I was going over to the neighbors or something like that. And I was like, oh my God.
Did you ever talk to her again?
Yeah.
Ew. All right.
I sometimes I feel almost, not sad, but I could have had funner times in my youths. But then I hear stories like this, and honestly, I'm just like, that sounds exhausting. That sounds like an emotional. I'm fine with what happened with me.
With what happened to you?
With what
it's so
didn't.
bad.
With what didn't. Yeah.
I'm fine with where I ended up.
I think maybe the reason I am partial to car sex is because that is where I had the most sex as a teenager.
Definitely.
When I was in high school, I only had one boyfriend in high school, and we started dating when I was a junior and dated all through my junior year and all through my senior year. And we had sex in his car
Yeah.
all the time.
Where else are you going to?
Where else are we going to fuck? Like, we can't fuck at either of our houses. My parents would have burned us both at the stake, and his mom thought I was the devil, which was hilarious because he was the one who corrupted me. But we would just bang in the car. So when you said cemetery, I was like, been there. And also, church parking lots are amazing at like 10 p.m. No one's there. Like,
I would argue they're sacred.
Elementary schools. We would go park at elementary schools at like 10 p.m. and have sex in the
That feels
parking
like playing with
elementary
fire.
schools.
Yeah, you trying to get on a list.
I know. I'm going to get on a list.
You're not allowed to come within 300.
There is 2 elementary schools in Federal Way, Washington, that when I drive by them, my vagina gets wet, and that's probably not a good thing.
It's like a Pavlov.
It's Pavlovian. Pavlovian. Yeah. Nautilus sucks.
God, man, if a guy just said what you said, whew.
Oh, he'd be fired from all things in his life. Yeah, for sure.
There's always a back road. There's always a naughty back road. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, there is.
Always.
Or construction sites at night.
We
no
never
one's
did
there.
that. That's
Yeah.
smart. That's a little murdery for me. I felt safer.
Murdering this pussy.
I felt like we weren't going to get like killed in church or elementary school parking lots, but like construction sites, I feel like that's very like Freddy, Jason, Friday the 13th.
No, adding the element of danger really gets me going.
Nice. Okay. A little added element of danger. I like that. That's good.
That is so not true.
I talk a really big game.
The way that I just go around a corner in our apartment and she goes, don't do that. Like, I live here. I'm here all the time.
I'm breathing. I just said your name. Like,
Yeah.
How do you not know that I'm here? What is great sex? So how we determine what good sex, great sex, bad sex, it's so personal, right? Like and it's dependent on the day. It's dependent on your partner. It's dependent on your mood, on whether or not you had a good night's sleep, whether or not you're drunk, whether or not you are horny and want to have sex. So when someone says, how do you describe great sex? That's such a loaded question, which is why we should talk about it the most, because it changes constantly. There is never a shortage of answers to those questions. What is good sex? What is bad sex? What's the best sex you've ever had? So, Rihanna and Adam, can you please tell me what is the best sex you've ever had?
Oh, like in life.
In life. Or the worst. If you have the worst already at the ready, and the two of you better get fucking ready because I'm coming for you next.
Thinking right now.
Mm-hmm. So if you have like your best sex story or your worst sex story already queued up, this is your time to shine.
Yeah, so I think I don't want to talk in theory. It feels like you want like a specific, but I do have it more in theory because
I love theory, actually. I think that's a really beautiful way to explain it, and I was going to explain it the exact same way, so please go for it.
So, and you're very aware of this, but I've had incredible sex with you. My best sex is with you, but like also it's not. So. Yeah. Like best
also,
sex.
That's another thing about sex. You're allowed to talk about other sex that you've had because we have existed prior to the partners that we're currently with. And any sort of like weird self hangups about, oh, you had an orgasm before you met me? Like, how
Who is she?
How dare you?
Could you?
You're having a sex dream? Absolutely.
You're having a sex dream? Fuck you. I'm not in it. Get fucked. Like, we're sexual beings in the womb. So I love that you preface it by saying, I love having sex with you, but also I have a really great sex story that doesn't involve you. So please continue.
And it's something you haven't heard before, but my favorite sex memories were all in high school. And it's specifically, heavy petting. And it doesn't have like heavy petting and like, and we should heavy pet more, but that's neither here nor there. But heavy petting, like at the beginning of Adam and I's relationship was like, those are the memories I masturbate to. Yeah. Like those are my go-tos, the things I think about when
the grinding.
The new partners in high school. Yeah. When you're like fully clothes on and it is like an hour and a half of just like over the clothes grinding, and then you see them, you hang out them more. So like you're like date number 10, he puts his hand underneath my shirt, just like the slow lead up of sex is my absolute favorite. Like that's my go-to.
That's really good.
That's always the best sex for me. And then that back then and now, I smoke a lot of Delta 8 because it's legal here, and I don't have a plug, so that's how I do drugs. And
that's how I do drugs. Anyways.
But anytime I can smoke and just be so relaxed, sex is the best sex. And that's how it was in my adolescence as well. You're just so excited and so relaxed, and I have zero control. I'm a control freak. I do think I'm a bit of the matriarch in the family. Like, I have to have things done my way. I'm a very headstrong, in charge person. So when I can be completely relaxed and have zero say in the sex, and you are completely in control, like, that's it for me. Like, that's what I need.
Have you been to a BDSM club?
No, because I'm afraid. But
that seems like that would be right the fuck up your alley. Like,
I don't want to be like hurt.
No.
You can control all that.
Oh no, BDSM.
That's what boundaries are for.
That's what boundaries are for.
You say this.
BDSM doesn't always involve pain. BDSM can be a praise kink where you literally go and someone just tells you how beautiful you are and how good of a girl you are and how amazing you look and how good you are at sex and how great. It just literally constantly just adds praise on top of it. Or you can do what they call consensual non-consent, where you say, I just want you to ravage me and I'm just going to lay here and I'm not going to say anything, but
that's what we do. That's what I do.
You know, you have consent, right? You have my consent right now, but I'm going to stop talking. And then if I want you to stop, I'll say, fucking turtleback or whatever the fuck your word is. But that consensual non-consent is super hot for a lot of people, especially people with like type A personalities that are constantly in control. They're like, please just fuck me. Like, can you just make all the choices and make me come? That'd be great.
Yeah. No, that's my go-to. That's my favorite sex. And I feel like that's how it was in my adolescence as well. So.
Interesting. All going back to the adolescence.
It is. It's just first time excitement.
No, I know. Yeah, for sure. No, the first time buildup is always really nice. And then when you're in relationships for a long time, it's hard to recreate that unless you do something like we went to a bar the other day. Just after work, I was like, let's go out to a bar. I want to hook up. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, we're going to go out to a bar. And then we hooked up in his truck. And I was like, we could literally drive home. We're grown ups and we live a block from here. But
it was hot because it was in the parking lot and people were driving by. And like, duck.
Back in high school.
It's like being back in high school. Yeah. It's like this. We can't wait to get home. Like, we can't keep our hands off each other. Like, we have to do it right now. It's that crazy anticipation. I love that. Adam, what about you?
I think for me, I like a nice spontaneous.
You got this.
Spontaneous moment of sex where you just kind of just start like ravaging each other. I think also, I think I struggle to get myself to this point, but whenever I am a little like on the opposite side of you, whenever I am a little more controlling and I am like, I enjoy like, not violently, but tossing you around and kind of moving Rihanna and positioning her.
If you didn't use your height during sex, I would shame the fuck out of you.
But here's the thing. See, this is
picking people up and spinning them on your dick like pinwheel.
But see,
I'm just a human fidget spinner.
This is the thing.
What I'm picturing.
Sounds hot.
Where I struggle to sometimes to get, like, I really have to be like in the moment and not in my head about it because I struggle myself because of how much larger I am than her, that it sometimes in my head feels like threatening.
Yeah, we had to really work our way up for him to like put his hand on my throat, and he's like, ah! I was like, yeah, fine.
Because I'm like 3 times her size, so for me, like, I feel like a monster, like some crazy killer, like, come here, lady, like,
little lady, come here and smother you with my hand. And you're like, fuck, I really could smother you with my hand.
What he thinks about him being bigger than me and how that scares him, I look at him being bigger than me and I'm like, choke me out.
Yeah,
you're like, choke me.
Choke me out, put a pillow on my face, like, let's go.
Because, a lot of girls have that, like, domination, like, kink, like, lead and dominate me.
I'll be picked up and thrown around. In the most consensually kind way.
If you do stuff like that, you also have to, like, for a guy, you have to make them feel safe.
Right.
A little bit on the edge.
Right. just teetering on the edge of danger. Mia, what is great sex for you?
I feel like when you get to a point with someone where you don't even like have to tell them what to do, it's like really nice. But it's just
They
the
like
thing
know
is,
your body.
yeah, it just like takes a while to get to that point, which is frustrating. And I think that's partially what keeps me from like going out with a bunch of people or like hooking up with a bunch of strangers. I'm like, you don't know what I want, and I don't want to take the time to explain it to you.
That sucks.
That's fair.
It does. So interestingly enough, I have a statistic for you. I know it's weird because I never have those. In a study done again in 2022 by Hims and Hers, they asked over 5,000 individuals about their sex life and what they thought good sex was. 96% of survey respondents said the best sex they've ever had is with someone with whom they are emotionally connected. So the best sex you've ever had has been with someone that you're on an emotional level with. I've had a lot of good sex. I love sex. I love orgasming. And so I'm one of those human beings that can have more than one orgasm, and I also can have both internal and external orgasms. Yes, you can. He's so proud.
He's so supportive.
Supportive boy. I've got the internal and the external ones. So I was gifted with all of these things and then shoved into purity culture.
No.
To claw my way out. Come my way out. I came out of purity culture.
Hey.
Was squirting, blazing.
Yeah.
I think good sex, the best sex I've ever had is with husband Kevin Weller. And it's really when both your brain and your body, because I can have orgasms without necessarily like, especially when you masturbate, like you're not necessarily mentally there, because you're just doing it to yourself. So it's kind of like scratching your back. Like, all right, I satisfied that itch. That feels nice. But when you're masturbating, it's like, cool, I'm going to rub one out and I know how to do it. And 2 minutes later, I'm done and I'm going to bed. Thank you very much, melatonin. Good night. Be sure to tip your waitress. But when you have sex with somebody that you connect with, that emotional layer of it and the feeling of comfortability, like, and they last longer. Like when I come from having sex with Kevin versus orgasming, my orgasms are like 2 minutes long. And
Jesus. Get it, girl.
Right. Like full body, like head to toe.
They're fun to watch.
Migraine inducing.
Fun to have. And I mean, sometimes they're not always like that. It's like, those are the treats. Those are like the fucking nuggets at the end of the rainbow after like 3 months of not having one that are that good. And so I love being connected. And I agree with that statistic that 96% of the people that responded said their best sex was with an emotional connection. That doesn't mean your fucking husband. All right. That doesn't mean your fucking spouse. That's an emotional connection. And you can have that with someone you've been on 3 or 4 dates with, right? Like you can have an emotional connection with somebody after a few dates. I'm not saying you need to fucking be married or be in a long-term relationship to have great sex. That is not what we're saying at all. What's good sex for you? Oh, sorry. Go, Rihanna. Go.
I was just going to say the flip side of that as well. I would say that some of the best sex that Adam and I have had was when we were on the brink of divorce and then we thought we weren't going to. Yeah. Like we've gotten into some different situations where we really thought we were no longer going to continue as a relationship, and that was some of the best sex we've had.
Makeup sex.
He's like, not for me, but for me it was. But because there was a difference in your body language with me of like just how badly you wanted me, like more than just physically, but emotionally, like. And that stood out to me, and that was important to me, and that was so pleasurable for me.
What
like
a fascinating, like aspect of it though. Like that makes a whole lot of sense though, to think to yourself, if you were on that edge of the end of a relationship and in your head thinking this might be the last time I sleep with this person, I would imagine the want and the desire would be amped the fuck up. And one of Kevin's biggest turn-ons is being desired, like knowing that he's wanted. So I could imagine that feeling, Like knowing that Adam wanted you so bad, emotionally, mentally, physically, all of you probably had a big fucking impact on your mindset.
Yeah, no, it definitely did. And it's funny because I brought this up before and Adam's like, oh, in those moments, like, I'm going to kill myself. And I'm like, but this is so good for me.
But if you could just go ahead and make me come first, that would be super.
I think you think of the memory of it and you don't like thinking about it, but in that moment you like it.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's true. Great sex has an emotional component that a lot of people don't fully recognize. On a flip side of that, some of the best sex I've ever had has been one night stands.
Yeah, wild.
Where I've never fucking talked. I don't even know the person's name. I couldn't even tell you what their name was. Like, it's this raw, like carnal. Yeah. This like, I want this person. I'm going to get this person. And then I'm never going to talk to this person ever again. And I don't have to care about their birthday or the kind of birthday cake their grandma wants or what we're doing this weekend. I just got fucked and that's all I wanted. And that's hot too.
Hear, hear.
I love that. Husband, what is good sex for you?
That's a good one. Like there's some one night stands that I had that were pretty wild. Great sex, but I was just actually thinking, without divulging too much about.
Oh yeah, please. You haven't divulged anything on this podcast at all.
At all now. But I mean, we, been together 18 years, and I think some of the best sex that we've had, it's always really good in the beginning, especially when it's hot and heavy, and your first couple years where you're like having sex in every room and every place you go, and 4 times a day. And, because when I started dating this one, I'm like, dude, I can give this girl 3 orgasms in like a 30-minute span. This is fucking, I feel like a king.
Up to the task. Yeah.
Right. So I was just like, let's do it everywhere. But, when you're with somebody for a really long time, a lot of that, the desire, seems to kind of fade because you end up, the longer you're with somebody, some of the you just kind of get in routine.
The spontaneity goes away. Right. There's no way to get around that though.
Right?
Like,
no, well, there is, because in the last year and a half we've started to introduce other things.
Spontaneity.
Right. So what, our sex life was never bad, but it definitely the kind of the flame kind of started to the flame turned into, like smolder instead, because we weren't being spontaneous. We weren't using our imagination.
Right.
We were doing the same things. You're like, oh, this is how you come. This is how you come. Let's do that.
Right.
But, the last year and a half, we started to kind of go back to the drawing board and communicate and being like, hey, I was putting a lot of pressure on Ashley to orgasm because it was so easy for her. And so it was almost like I would always let her go first and then I would go.
Yeah.
That puts a lot of pressure on her because she's like, maybe not feeling good that day. So,
or on fucking Zoloft for 2 years.
Right.
Oh no.
But so we started to kind of reimagine what turned us on, talked about new kinks, and started to like introduce that into the bedroom. And it all of a sudden opened up this whole new, it was almost like we were having sex for the first time again. Mm-hmm. We literally went back to the drawing board and we were like, oh,
Would
I like that.
Like, you started this podcast with your best friend and now you're doing it with your husband and now you're talking about sex and now you're promising your list. I mean, you just had an episode the other day where Adam just looked at your fucking vag and did a play-by-play of what he saw.
Yes.
So are you finding that this podcast has now ignited something in your relationship and made you more like better sex partners, better lovers, better communicators? Or do you feel you already had that and this is just amplifying it?
I do think it's had a big impact on our communication for sure. Whether it is about sex or just our relationship in general, I think we definitely handle things very differently, and we're learning how to best communicate them in our specific languages. Like we read a whole book back in the day.
The love languages?
No, it was about like we have it on the bookshelf.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's about like don't get a divorce. Like work on yourselves.
Yeah,
it was one of those.
right.
This is like a marriage book, but it was like there's always a hurricane or a turtle in the relationship. I'm definitely the hurricane. I want to have the fight now. I want answers. I want an action plan. We're going to talk about all these things right now. And Adam needs 3 to 5 business days to get back to me. And because of that, I always take it like he doesn't care because I'm having all these emotions and I want to talk about it and he's giving me nothing. He's saying nothing. He's saying nothing. And I'm like, say to me, say better, fucking say something to me.
He needs time to
Process.
Yeah. So there's he needs time to process.
I need you to give me answers right. Do you hate me? Are you leaving me? Is that what's happening? That's what's happening. Okay, great. Cool.
Yeah. So I'm having to learn to be more patient and he's having to learn to give me something. Give me a little bit of something to communicate that he's hearing me or he understands. And he needs
processing. He's coming back to the conversation. He's not forgetting about the conversation. He knows the conversation needs to be had, but he needs his time to think about what he wants to say. And that's compromise. That's not you saying, oh, I need to give him space. That's you saying, I need to give him space. And that's Adam saying, I need to be a bit more vocal. Like it can't just be that one person makes a sacrifice in the communication department. Both people have to be willing to move towards one another rather than saying, you come to me.
Yeah.
Right. You come my way. You fix yourself on my side. No, both people need to take a couple steps towards one another to see how the other person is processing information, whether that be information about sex or about money or about kids or about where you're going to go on your next vacation.
Yeah.
It's important to know that both people have an opinion and both people are human beings in this relationship. We're both different people. Just because we've known each other for as long as we have 8 years. You guys have been together for 8 years. You just had your 8-year anniversary. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
And because of that, it's important to remember that relationships change and people change over time. So a couple of points from this survey that was done about good sex. Majority of individuals found some commonalities in what they thought good sex was. Good sex is being present in the moment, being connected and in sync with your partner, in sync. Bye, 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 bye.
Dirty pop.
Dirty pop. Second time. Erotic intimacy, so being intimate but also in an erotic way, not just like silly little kisses, but like dirty talk, actually.
Oh, yes.
Dirty talk. Oh, God, I love dirty talk.
We like that.
Profound empathy.
We like that.
That was one of the things that we
voiced from the left.
one of the things that we reintroduced.
It is.
We never really did it, and then we started to get really good at it.
Yeah.
And
We're working on that.
We were having silent sex, and I did not realize how awkward it was until I one time was like, hello?
well, because Ashley used to be
Someone there.
extremely loud, and then when we were younger, we had to move back in with my parents. Then silence.
Yeah.
So she would have to be super quiet, and then it was muted, and then we didn't know how to get back.
I didn't know how to. I didn't know where the unmute button was.
Right. But now she has found the unmute button.
I have.
Talking is definitely like very hot.
Yeah, right?
Underrated. Like, and you don't have to be a fucking wordsmith to do dirty talk.
Just like
literally say what you're doing.
saying anything.
We don't need a sonnet.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna suck your tit. Fucking get on it then. Like, I'm gonna lick your clit. Yeah, the fuck you are. Like, can I stick my cock in your pussy? Well, yes, you can.
I know.
Yes, you can.
Well,
Dirty talk is
when
so
he
good.
asks me, I like when he asks me things. He started randomly asking me things, and I'm like, oh,
Oh, hi.
yes.
Like what? What's he asking you? Like what?
Well, it's more because like I'm just really finicky when he goes down on me. Like if he does it on his own, I'm like, I'm not ready. I don't feel good about this today. Let's do this tomorrow.
Shower.
Can I get a shower real quick?
Yeah, I'm just like, it's been a long day for me. I've been in leggings. Like, let's not do this today. And
every female that's listening went, oh no, absolutely not. No, get the leggings. No,
we are a huge shower before sex couple.
We are.
Like, I'm like, babe, 3 minutes, and she's like, babe, 3 minutes, and then we take a shower and go at it.
It's just so much better when you don't have to think about it. If I'm thinking about it the whole time,
guys' balls stink too. Like,
Oh, he'll tell me.
No, I have the same thing. I'll do the same thing. Like, nope, stay down, stay away.
Give me 3 minutes and a bar of soap. I'll be right back.
I'm just gonna just spray the balls real quick.
Yeah. So now he'll like ask me, he's like, "Can I taste you?" And I'm like, yes.
That's hot.
That's fucking hot.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Girls love it when you come back and be like, wow, you taste
good.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're like,
if anybody ever says that, I'm splooshing all over the place. I think maybe one of my favorite pieces of dirty talk is when husband Kevin Weller says, "Use my dick," and I'm like, done.
Break it off.
Break it off.
Use my dick.
Use my dick like a toy. I'm like, sure.
It's giving like, well, what else would I use? I will. Trust.
Like a toy and my face like a saddle.
And my face like a saddle.
Nice.
Yeah, ride me into the sunset, baby. I'm fucking done. Another thing that's really important in good sex is being authentic. So being honest. If you are not having a good time, fucking say so, please. And if someone is licking your belly button instead of your clitoris, please speak up.
Unless you want your belly button licked.
I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing.
We'll have that.
If that's your thing, that's your fucking thing. Don't yuck people's yum. Thank you, Adam, for reminding us of that very important point. Being vulnerable. So making sure that you're not having this like false sense of bravado, and making sure that you're willing to tell someone how you like things, what you want, not just puffing out your chest and saying, if you should know what I want, like making sure that you actually have some fucking words that you can use that are in the English dictionary. Grunty McGrunterson. Exploration, making sure that you are open to exploring new frontiers, whether that be using a toy and not feeling threatened to do so, whether that be enjoying mutual masturbation if somebody might be on their period and doesn't necessarily want penetrative sex, maybe exploring oral sex or 69. If you go back to that, I'm really not a big fan of 69. It takes a lot of concentration.
It's too much.
It's too
Another
much.
thing that doesn't work with our body types.
Don't want to do it.
Oh, how does that? Wait a second.
It don't.
It doesn't.
It don't.
What happens?
So I have to do crunches.
I'm gonna say, like Ashley said earlier, you're like, okay, I'll be right back. Because it seems like there'd be a little bit of travel involved.
Yeah, you're way up top. She's way down below. Yeah. Oh, that's true. That height difference. I don't like 69. Do you like it?
I've tried it like twice. It was mediocre both times.
Yeah.
Love it.
I can't stand
Because
it. Why do you like it?
Love giving oral sex. So I like going down on women. And so if I get to do that while I'm getting blown, fuck.
How do you concentrate?
Okay, no, that's what I was gonna say. Because like the I'm thinking of like one time in particular, I was hooking up with a boyfriend at the time, and
I don't get it.
Anytime like he would feel like a burst of pleasure or something, he would stop doing what he was doing on me.
Right.
And I'm like, no, but like
You're fucking me up.
Focus. Focus here.
Fucking focus. You've done 69 in the past, I'm assuming, Rihanna. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I don't like it. I don't like upside down oral.
No.
It doesn't feel the same. It's not as pleasurable.
In my nose.
Yeah.
It's saliva's running in
It does seem like
eyes.
it's a little harder for women, especially because they're going to be on top.
Yeah. The sensation's completely different. You guys have one stick. Like does it feel the same on all ends?
Well, I think Rihanna's saying like
idea.
where my head is, like not necessarily. It's for her. Like where like my face,
is upside down on
is
her
upside
clitoris.
down on the clitoris. Yeah.
Right. Right. It's like, it's not like your tongue's not normal where it's supposed to be. Whereas like our mouths are the same shape, whether we're upside down or not. So it's not like you're experiencing a different oral from us. We're experiencing different oral from you because your mouth is upside down on our clitoris.
Yeah. It doesn't work for me. It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me, dog. In the words of Randy Jackson, is it R.I.P. for Randy Jackson? No.
No.
Don't say such things.
Right.
I take it back.
He may not be all right, but he's not dead.
He's not dead.
He's not dead, but he's not okay. I don't think he's okay. I think he's old.
I almost said the late great.
I know. It's like, is he dead? I am not a fan in any like configuration of 69, no matter who the humans are, what genitals they have, 69 is a bad idea. It's a bad plan. I didn't come here for that. I'm not coming for that. And I needed to get out of here. I needed to fucking go. Overrated.
Since you keep having fun trivias, do you want to learn a fun trivia that's related to 69? It's not as cool as you think it is.
No, but I love learning things.
Love it.
It's my fave.
I'm a big fan of Lady Gaga. And she has she has a song where she says, please retweet. And someone's like, why do you say please retweet in that song? She says, because the retweet symbol looks like 69.
It absolutely
I've seen that.
does.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what when she says please retweet in her song, she's referring to
what
69.
Song is that?
Hot.
That song is GUI. That's the song. It's on the Art Pop album, very important album of our time.
Yes.
Are you a monster?
100%. I've been to every single tour. We went to Boston to see her.
Not the front door.
Because she wasn't having a Texas date originally, but I've been in the pit since I was like 14. I've been to every single tour. I'm out there in my bra and panties outside the Toyota Center, waiting. Yeah, no,
you're fucking hardcore.
No, I'm a very big fan.
I think my favorite Gaga, if I can say it that way as well. My favorite Gaga moment would probably be, and I might be a little cliche, and as a true monster, I would just appreciate your opinion on this.
For the VMAs?
The Oscars.
Okay.
When she sang with Bradley Cooper.
Sure.
It was moving. It moved me to tears. It was one of the best Oscar musical moments I've ever seen, besides Adele. But really, though, that chemistry, can we talk about it?
I'm here for it. I'm here to ship it. And the thing is, he was in a relationship through all that, and now he's not in a relationship anymore. And then she wasn't in a relationship for a while. Her engagement ended, and I was here for it.
I was ready for. Were you not ready for that? Like that chemistry to happen and like for them to fuck? Like I was so ready for them to fuck.
Just like it was really good.
Yeah,
but
for them to like strip and fuck on the piano.
It's a vibe. The full Tiffany necklace and everything. I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. And then he just like put his head on her shoulder and I was like, yes, queen.
True.
Fuck, yes.
Her on a piano is everything. And that was, I've seen her live twice. And this last time.
Is she that good live? Is she that good?
Oh, she's incredible live.
Mm-hmm.
She's a fun show.
She's incredible live. And then she does a lot of amazing songs on the piano as well. She did a few songs this last tour. There's a few songs on the album that were my favorite, but she did them just on the piano. And now I'm obsessed. Now those songs are like 10 times better, hearing them on the piano and just her doing them alone. So good. So good.
So fucking good.
It's a religious experience. It's moving.
So how do couples keep their relationship hot, right? How do we keep good sex throughout long-term relationships? There's a lot of people who listen to this podcast. Some people are single. Continue to listen, please, because at some point you may be in a long-term relationship and you may want this fucking info. And if you are in a long-term relationship, please understand that these are two very specific representations of what long-term relationships look like. And we don't know everything. But how do you keep things spicy in a long-term relationship? So actually, in the survey that was conducted, porn was the most popular bedroom booster. 57% of the people who responded to the survey said that they draw their sexual inspiration from porn.
Okay.
I'm not 100% thrilled with that fucking.
That is not your thing.
I mean, it shouldn't be anyone's thing. Like, this is what I
we don't yuck.
It's a hot take.
Have
Okay.
porn into the bedroom, and we did it for a while, and then finally one day she's like, I can't do it. Nope.
I feel like it's the most accessible thing to introduce them.
Yeah, correct. I do think if you take it with the understanding how unrealistic it is.
That's the problem, though.
But with that,
if you have an understanding that porn is for entertainment,
but you can still kind of, I think it can still introduce a lot of things that are realistic, even if you just take what they're doing in porn and take it down a few notches, you know?
Yeah.
There's things, dirty talk-wise, that I learned to talk to Adam about.
Didn't even know about.
Yeah.
I just feel like porn is the go-to. That's how people learn about sex usually, especially in this fucking climate. And it is so, it's like saying that you're learning how to get married from Cinderella. Like,
sure. It should be the icing on the cake, not the cake itself.
It should not. Yeah. It should be the sprinkles on the icing on the cake. Like, I love porn for a lot of different reasons. I love that we can see ourselves in porn where we can't see ourselves sexually in general media. I love that a lot of individuals watch porn because that's the only place that they're going to see people that look like them and that represent them in the sexual sphere. I love that porn is accessible in a way that makes it so I can live out fantasies that maybe are impossible. I always go back to like a mermaid fantasy. I'm not a fucking mermaid. I'm not gonna nobody can fuck a fish. Like, you can't fucking do that. But if you wanted to fuck a mermaid, you can in porn. And so these fantasies and these unattainable ideas and these outrageously like amazing far out fucking cartoons and things that would never happen. Yes, I think porn is great for that, but I think what we're missing is porn literacy and understanding that no, girls don't just squirt like a fire hydrant, and no, girls don't come from 2 pumps, chump, and no, this is not normal. Like, orgasms don't always happen, and neither do hard-ons, and like like you need lube, and like you need time, and you need, there's acts to this. It's not just let me fucking rub your clit for 5 seconds and now I'm going to shove it in. Like, there's acts to sex. And I wish that the instant gratification piece of porn, where people just want to get to the money shot and they just want to see the guy blow the load all over the chick's face, that's the problem I have, is like this derogatory, like, defamation of like people just take it to this extreme. And it's now, when you have sex with a woman, when you have sex with a man, when you have sex with a person, are you going to be able to engage in sex in an appropriate consensual way because you've been watching porn, which has like constant fucking violence and degradation towards women? It's fucking intense how much every time I open porn, I'm like, why is like every other topic some sort of violence? Like, I fucked my sister till she cried. Why? Yeah. Why are we doing this?
No, people's first time is like BDSM is a part of people's first times, or like choking or something. And that shouldn't be your first experience.
No, I feel like you're working up to that. Yeah. Like, we got to work up to this. What do you think?
Do you think there's a level of how do I phrase this? Being able to, say you do have someone that has these kind of violent fantasies towards women, right? Mm-hmm. That's just how they're wired. And they have this, they know that like that's not something you're going to be naturally doing. Do you think that porn can be a healthy outlet for those fantasies?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
I would also argue that it is a huge dependent on where you're sourcing your porn.
Yeah.
There's lots of really...
Alessa is an ethical porn site, right?
Yes. That's the only porn site I use.
Me too.
There's lots of amazing porn that's ethically made that's out there, and that's incredible.
Do you have any that you recommend?
I'm a big Erica Lust fan. I enjoy Erica Lust. We've been very lucky to do some... Before I was able to work with her foundation, I was a big fan of her. So we were lucky that we got to do some work with her through her it was a porn literacy foundation that she started called the Porn Conversation. And so we did an event with them during South by Southwest this past year.
Fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. It's a good episode. That's like our most educational episode. Like, I'm
go
so
listen
proud.
To the Erica Lust episode. I'm fucking turning that on next. Good God.
It's my favorite. It's their most out of the box formatting. Like, I felt I have a journalistic background, so it was our most education style episode. I love it. But before then, I was a big fan of her work as well. So that's my go-to is Erica Lust.
I love that. And I think ethical porn is a great place for people to start if they want to watch porn. I think porn in relationships is brilliant. I think it helps introduce ideas, but I think that people need to be educated on what porn is and what porn isn't. Mm-hmm. And have some pretty clear boundaries and communication surrounding what kind of porn they're watching and understand that teenagers watch porn. The average age, do you guys know? Because I do. The average age that someone sees porn for the first time. Anybody want to guess? Anybody? You're not allowed to fucking guess because I told you the answer.
13.
11.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's redonkulous.
It's quite redonkulous, actually. Yeah.
Literally, everyone has access.
Everybody's got access.
Especially like in this day and age.
Everybody's got access to it.
I mean, I look at my cousin who's 9 and he doesn't like, or no, when he was even younger than that, when he was like 4 and 5, before he could even spell, like write things physically, he would just go to YouTube and do the voice thing.
Yeah.
And just say like, I want to watch a video about Legos, and they would pop up.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so fucking easy. Another way to keep long-term fire going is use lube, use vibrators, use toys. Introduce these things into your sex life. Lube, my God, please buy the lube, all of it, all of the lube from all of the stores. Buy it and spread it everywhere and enjoy the slippery sensations that come from lube, because lube is our friend and it makes things sexier and it makes things easier. And it's so nice to have not tearing of the vaginal canal. It's so beautiful to not have. We love not tearing the vaginal canal.
I have a story about that.
Do you? Tearing of the vaginal canal?
No, not that.
Okay.
I know. I was like, Jesus, you all right?
Here's going to come out with a story that's going to be interesting.
Oh, God.
No, I used lube for the first time like recently, and I told you about it, and you were blown away. Yeah,
Bless your soul.
I know.
Yeah, all right.
I know.
She just be raw dog in life.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, I mean,
Did it change your life?
Yeah, it changed my life, and I'm never not going to use lube again. But no, before
Unofficial sponsor, all
Lube.
lube.
Before
Yeah,
it was
you're
always
trying to slip and slide like a seal.
spit on it. It's fine.
No, if you have to use spit, I get it. Like, but first, don't
Don't do that.
Just keep lube in your car.
There's things that have been invented for this.
This is lube, and we love it. Incorporate toys, incorporating something new. So maybe talking about desires and sexual fantasies. We love Justin Lay Miller. We love a Justin Lay Miller book. He did a survey of 10,000 people and discussed the fantasies. Do y'all know what the number one fantasy in the United States is? Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess?
Butt stuff.
No.
I know.
It hit.
No
like-
hint for you.
Like anime, like hentai.
Nope. Nope. Number one fantasy among all respondents.
Well, to go back to porn, I feel like it's got to be step siblings.
It's not.
No.
Number one fantasy is threesomes.
Yep. Multiple partners.
That makes sense.
Partner.
So I have a question for you.
One is great. Why not two?
I hear
3.
y'all are going to hire a professional.
Well,
You think
To
we
have
made
a
of money? You think we
threesome.
Rockefeller out here?
yeah, that is a
That's the goal.
My
future plan.
question- But
Wait,
my
what?
question to you is
confused.
they want to have a threesome.
So you're
That's on their bucket
hire
list.
a professional. What do you mean?
They're going to hire a prostitute.
Yeah.
And it would be like we would travel to
full-service
Nevada,
sex worker.
like a full service sex worker.
Well, can I ask
Why?
a prostitute instead of a dating?
Why not just a dating site?
Yeah, no, I'll tell you why we want to use a full service sex worker for sure. So, we want to have a good threesome.
Okay.
Finding someone off the streets or on an app or such. I don't know them. We are novice. Neither of us have had threesomes.
Oh.
So I want someone who's going to understand our boundaries, understand that this is about us and not them. And I don't want to say serve, but give us what we need and fulfill our boundaries, lead us through that because we have never done that before. I want a professional. I am a businesswoman. I want a working professional who knows how to do this.
I think we both like the kind of more professional aspect. Even whenever I've gone to strip clubs, I like it to be a business transaction. I don't want this is a me thing. I know everyone has their own thing, but for me, I don't want like the girlfriend. I don't want you to flirt with me. I want to give you the money and like we do the dance.
I
like
want you to
like
put your pussy in my face.
yeah, I like just like the business kind of transaction area. And then, as much as sex is better emotionally, like for me, I like having that emotional connection with my wife, but like with other people, like I just want it to be a transactionary thing.
Adam, I feel that so fucking hard. Like you have no idea the amount of solid I am standing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we talk about threesomes, in my mind, to me, it's like I've had to like really come to terms with like who is is involved in the threesome, and I get very annoyed with anyone who's like, oh, I want to be friends. I'm like, I don't fucking need you as a friend.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to see you on the streets. I don't want to accidentally run into you, and then you get to explain it. I don't want. No. We're not doing all that. I would rather go to Nevada and have a meeting.
I will say it's nice to do both. We've done both, the emotionless, the transactional, the impromptu. Not transactional in that way, but like transactional, like you fuck me, I fuck you, like forgive. And also the kind of like, we know you, we're going to talk to you again, both of those things. And it's harder for me with the second one, Adam. I completely understand the whole business transaction portion of it. That actually makes a whole lot of fucking sense. Yeah. But if you like it and you want to do it again, you could always come back and like talk about going on the dating websites or going to like a swingers club, because Texas has a lot.
We do a swingers club. I think a big aspect of it as well is like, I don't want you coming to my place. I don't want to go to your place. Are you tested? I don't know you.
There's a lot of like, I like having a organization that is regulating things.
Yes. Yeah. I definitely hear what you're saying, and who knows, like if we have enough threesomes, maybe we'll get really good at them, and like doing one with someone off the streets is not a big deal, but like it is.
It's like you're walking outside just going, hello. Who would like to join us in the bedroom?
I don't want to deal with it.
You can find people on a dating site or a swingers club that are experienced. It can be like a earth-shaking experience.
Yeah.
People that know what they're doing, understand their boundaries, understand your boundaries. And it's already like that part is already understood.
Right. It's already kind of written into the contract.
And then when you get down to it, you're like, oh shit, these people are fucking fire in bed. So, for people, any person that's listening, you could go either way. You can do like what they're doing, and like they're saying, let's gonna cut to the chase. Let's get somebody who is already knows what we're gonna tell them. Right? You're gonna say this is what we want, and that's what they're gonna do, and I think that's kind of cool because you can.
There's no strings attached.
Because you can go probably. I'm assuming you guys are going to go to like a
bunny ranch,
like a bunny ranch or something like that.
Mustang Ranch.
Nice. I had to explain what the bunny ranch was to Mia today.
Yeah.
Apparently, the bunny ranch has some issues.
Bunny
ranch
has
a couple.
We actually got shot.
Yeah, we actually got chased by the owner of the bunny ranch once.
Right before he died. Yeah.
Right before he died.
Oh, wow.
We went to Pahrump to get fireworks, and we stayed at this Airbnb where we almost died. It was very murdery.
Oh.
It was a whole nother story. The curtains were made of towels. The bed was busted. The toilet had a sign above it that said,
special.
"Please don't flush your lady plugs."
Oh,
Lady plugs.
My lady plugs.
Yeah. Not my lady plugs. And it was backed up against a brothel called the Cherry Patch, and we took a photo in front of it because that's hilarious. And all of a sudden this car like peels out of the driveway. So like we get in our car and it follows us down this like 5-mile dirt road and like is gaining on us. And like as soon as we turned onto the main road, it stopped, turned around, and went back the other direction. So they were fucking pissed. And we found out it was owned by the same guy, and it was the same truck, and it was before he died. It was creepy as fuck. We thought we were gonna die.
He was mad because you took a picture?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. I have no clue.
Because we took a picture of the
I
sign.
wonder if they maybe thought we were somebody else, like press or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
But what I'm saying is, that's an avenue you can go to get something like what you guys are looking for. But there are some people out there, a lot actually, that are. I don't want to say they're professional, but they know what they're doing.
Yeah. It's their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Sure.
It'd be a really cool experience.
Yeah. It's their lifestyle. Lastly, 2/3 of the respondents in this study said that they 2/3, 75% of people say they stick to the same 2 to 4 positions in bed.
I believe that.
Me too.
yeah.
Right. And 27% have over 7 positions they rotate through.
I can't even
get
name
some new
7
positions.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Go. Name 7 positions.
So hard.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Go.
Okay. Doggy style, pile
But, like,
driver,
Realistic ones.
First
Don't be like the Eiffel Tower.
No.
Missionary.
Shh, don't help him.
Sorry.
I was gonna say spit roast, but you need a friend.
You need a friend. You can't do spit roast.
Oh,
You got one more. Come on, meow.
Butt stuff.
Butt stuff. Okay. You can do the spit roast is when you've got
Looks like corn on the
somebody.
cob.
There's a woman there.
It's
It's kind
almost
of like corn on the
Corn on
cob.
the cob, yeah.
Eiffel Tower, basically, without the high five in the middle.
Corn on the cob. I guess that would be another one. 'Cause I've never heard that, but I'm like,
That makes
I
sense.
know what that makes.
No, that does make sense.
It's corn.
It's
Yeah.
it's cone.
It's pone.
Everybody loves cone. Just make sure that you're changing it up. So have standing up sex if you're able physically. Have sex bent over the bed. Have sex on the floor.
Yeah.
Have sex
Yep.
in a new place. Even if you have missionary sex, but it's in a different area of your house.
Pick
Just that
up.
change of scenery. Pick her up if you can.
Please.
Please, God, pick me up. Oh my God.
Pick him up.
Yeah, I mean,
If you're willing and able, do it.
You can do it.
well, let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
Wheelbarrow.
Wheelbarrow. Oh, the wheelbarrow's great. Put a pillow under your ass. That is such an
That's a good one.
underrated move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a good one.
putting a pillow under your ass during any sex act elevates that.
I
Literally
elevates. Yeah.
is the variation of that, but the girl's on her back, but at the end of the bed, guy's standing up, legs up on the shoulders.
Oh,
he
yeah.
does love my legs up by his ears.
We
But
do
the
that.
guy gets
Oh, okay.
so much pace and so much
Love that.
angle control.
Oh yeah.
And then if you find the right angle, I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
get that pressure.
Yeah.
Mhm. Sleepy sex. That's a great one.
good
I
one.
love sleepy sex. That's why I do drugs.
Sleepy sex. That's why I do drugs.
Yeah.
That's why I do. Well, that's why I want to relax.
Yeah.
I want to have. I want to consent, non-consent,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
toss me around.
Yeah.
Or
And
like-
like, I'll rub one out from the front while you fuck me from behind. That's hot as
Yeah.
fuck.
Done.
Try to have sex without penetration. Try to just rub the outside. That's hot
Build.
as fuck. That build, my God, that's good stuff right there. Try to just do hand stuff. I mean, there was like 2-3 months ago, he was like, I'm going to just do hand stuff. I was like, really? All right. And wow, did I have a fucking 9th grade orgasm. I was like,
So good.
holy shit. This is
3 minutes, boom.
amazing.
She was like,
Ready.
What?
One
Fucking
time a
ready
guy
to
was
go.
like, "You're not allowed to make any sounds." And he was like,
A hand over the mouth. The hand over the mouth.
yeah, that's hot. That's hot. And it was in a car.
That's hot. That is really hot because the girls are like, oh my God, he's telling me what to do.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Somebody told me not to come. I don't think I would listen. If somebody's like, you can't come, I'd be like, "Bah."
The way I would audibly just be like,
Shut the fuck up. Give me your dick.
yeah.
You're an idiot.
a different outfit.
Any tips from people who have been married and together for 8 years? How do you keep your sex life spicy? What do you think? What's the best way?
Have a podcast.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Always have talking
I'm gonna
about sex.
fucking concur with you on that one because this
makes
is
you talk.
definitely- It
It
does.
makes you talk. It specifically has made us talk. And I remember someone asked us, like, when we had our rebranding, like, was it a decision? Was it a conversation of Adam becoming your co-host? And I was like, no, we didn't talk
No.
about it. It was kind of assumed. And because of that, it has made us have a lot of conversations about what we like, what we don't like, things that I don't think we were avoiding. We just never had a reason to talk
Yeah.
about certain
Right.
things.
And
They
you
just
don't
never
think
came
they're
up.
You
Yeah,
don't
they
think
never
they're that
come up.
important.
They never
until
come
you have
up.
that. And then when they do come up, you're like, oh shit,
I actually don't know
That-
the answer to that.
I can't wait to do that for you,
Yeah.
with you, or
To
thank you
you.
for telling me that I have not been doing what you wanted me to do for so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're
just
right.
communication, because if you're able to communicate, whether it's trying small things, because introducing things in the bedroom, like you brought up, it's as simple as whether it's communicating or trying toys or adding lube. It doesn't have to be like, we're gonna branch out, let's go have a threesome. Like, it doesn't always have to be this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
it's
doing anal.
yeah. It sounds like
Right
a gang.
now.
Sounds like a gangbang to me.
Sounds like a gangbang. So.
It
Sounds like a
can
good
be
time to
small.
me.
Yeah, it can be small steps, like you said. whether it's doing the same position just in different rooms, trying new positions. There's apps where you can just like ask each other sexy questions, things that you don't know what you don't know. You don't know how to have those conversations or how to lead them. There's all these apps where you can download them and it'll ask you spicy questions to each other. And that's how you learn. I'm learning new fantasies. I'm learning new things that he has not brought up to me. So communication, honestly, is the spice. The spice of life.
It's the salt of life. So I'm gonna give you the stat of the day. I know you've been waiting with bated breath for this stat of the day. Mia, can you please remind the listeners of the numbers and the guesses? So the question is, if 63% of women are interested in new emerging sex trends, what percentage of women say if there was no social norms, their sex lives would be vastly different?
Okay. So Rihanna said 72%. Adam said 85%. I said 90%. And Kevin said 92%.
Well, based on Price is Right rules, Rihanna is the closest. However, all of you are way the fuck off. It's 34%.
Shut
Wow.
34% of women. I mean, only 64 said they were interested in new sex trends. 34% of women said that if social norms were not a thing, their sex lives would be vastly different, which to me means one of two things. Either women are already engaging in things that are making their sex lives different. They're just not talking about it. Or they're not being honest, which is typical of women when they are asked questions about their sex lives. Because when we look at questions about masturbation, we see that 96% of men masturbate on a regular basis, like at least once a week. And about 70% of women say that they masturbate about once a week. I personally think it's more than that. There are some statistics that say 98% of men said that they have ever masturbated, whereas only 80% of women say that they have ever masturbated. I think that that is absolutely underreported. I think like 100% of both people have probably masturbated or tried to, at least at some point in their life. Sexuality is just inherent and natural. So even if you have a sex dream, you guys have sex dreams? You guys orgasm in your dreams?
I don't think I've had a full wet dream. I have sex dreams all the time.
I have them very seldom.
Yeah,
them more.
Yeah, I haven't. I've had them, but not in a long time. I mean, I've had sex dreams, but like as far as like a nocturnal emission,
not in a while.
Not for quite a while. Yeah,
Man,
It happened to me.
I come in my dreams.
Great band name.
That's nocturnal emission. What's the first single?
Come.
I came last night.
I came.
I
Wet dream.
Come in my dream.
come in my pants.
Come in my pants. Nocturnal emission, the band
About me,
name.
did you say?
What'd you? Yeah. Do you have sex dreams?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, probably not like super often that I can.
Do you come in?
But do you come in your dream?
I mean, it's not like I'm waking up and I'm wet, but like, yeah, in the dreams, I'm like definitely coming in the dreams.
Yeah, see, like my dreams, I'm right there and I'm about to, but since I don't in real life, it stops there and I'm like, why?
Oh, I have.
Yeah, that's the thing I've noticed is like if I orgasm, like that is when it's like it's almost dependent if my dream stops early or enough.
Kind of like if you're falling, like you wake up because you fall. You're waking up because you're coming and you physically can't do that. I come in my dreams. I wake up and I'm like, I'm like pumping my hand like in my sleep, and I wake up and I'm like, what am I? I know what I'm doing. All right, we're gonna finish this. Wake up. I woke him up the other day. I tapped him on the shoulder and I'm like, wake up, I need to fuck. Wake up. And he literally rolled over and I was like, yay, it worked.
Fun fact, I actually try to sleep fuck Asher.
Oh my God. He actually has dreams where he'll wake up. He won't remember them the next day, but he'll wake up and wake me up in the middle of the night and say, I want to fuck you so bad, or you're so fucking hot, or give me that fucking ass, or some variation of some dirty talk. And like, he'll start to like touch me and I'll be like, I'm asleep.
But I'm game.
No, usually I'm like, fuck off. I'm literally asleep. Or I'll wake up. Literally, I'll wake up and I'll hear him be like, let's fuck. I want to fuck you. Oh my God, you're so hot. And I'll like come to and be like, okay, what? Sex? Oh, I could have sex. And then I'll roll over and he's snoring. And I'm like, you just woke me up to tell me you wanted to fuck.
And I don't ever.
And now you're sleeping.
Like 9 out of 10 times, I don't remember. She'll tell me, she's like, you tried to fuck me.
Tried to fuck me in your sleep last night.
Now I'm awake. I gotta finish.
Well,
Now
you see,
I'm awake.
I'm Big Spoon, so if this was happening, it's like that. What is it
How
in
are
Austin
you?
Powers?
How are you the big spoon?
You're 4'11".
Well, you see, it's I call
being
it.
held.
Yeah, I like to be held.
Where?
It's kind of like jetpacking is what I call it.
That's good. That's really good.
But have you ever? It would be me. Like, you ever seen Mini Me? What was it? Mini Me was like humping the ball.
Yeah.
That would be me, like just humping his back.
Yeah, that's fair.
Down with
That's
Mini Me.
Down, mini me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this conversation was fucking epic. I'm
it was fun.
just absolutely grateful for the two of you, and I'm glad to have you back on anytime you want to talk about, sex dreams and porn and jizzing and anything car sex, floor sex. Thank you so much for being here. You want to plug some stuff? You want to shout some stuff out real quick?
My lady plugs. Yeah.
My lovely lady plugs.
I love it. Well, you kind of mentioned all the things. You can find us
Mention us again.
everywhere at Bottled Up Bitches. I do have a sex blog on our website. It's crookedbunnymedia.com. You can click the Bottled Up Bitches icon to find. It's called The Red Room with Rihanna. And yeah, anything you would like to add? Am I missing something? I'm sure I am.
No,
What's your hotline?
Oh,
I don't have my
Jesus
phone on me.
Christ.
Ah, damn it.
We don't have a cute vanity number like you do. Y'all have a cute. We thought about it, but I was like, it's too much. I cannot figure it out.
It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much for me. It's voice. It starts with the letter V.
So tell us about your Patreon. What's on there?
Oh, we have boner-sodes, so you can get extra episodes, our boner-sodes. Every other week we post one. Extra content, live video chatting with us. Yeah, lots of extra
that's
snippets.
Type stuff.
Is it naked stuff?
No, it's not an OnlyFans.
It's still.
Would you ever do that?
Yeah. What do you think?
I've had this conversation with Adam a few times. I desperately want him to have an OnlyFans because I think there's the market's oversaturated with ladies. I think that there is. Yeah, there's an opportunity. I think people will pay big money to look at this lumberjack. Like, I think they're here for it.
Yes.
And you dress up like a lumberjack too?
He has. He has fulfilled that for me. He had bought a flannel shirt just for that.
There you go.
I would make him do a Jesus fantasy for sure.
Yeah, no, it's in our descriptions on the episodes. Pull it up on the Spotify on my phone. Give me my phone. You're taking the long way around. But yeah, no, our Patreon's really fun that way. We have like a Discord, so you can chat with us. We do video calls. Yeah. It's a good time. I love our Patreon. 10 recommend. You do get some exclusive merch as well, being part of the Patreon. But you can definitely call our hotline. So we toured with our hotline for the Tucson Erotica Art Show. That was super fun, and people left confessions. Cool. Yeah, it was an anonymous hotline booth. So if you want to leave a sex confession or tell a fun story, you can definitely give us a call at 512-910-5796.
Nice.
That's also in the description of all of our episodes too.
Fantastic. I'll put it in the show notes as well, so everybody has a link to that. We really fucking appreciate the two of you and just your time and your vulnerability and your honesty, and the similarities between our podcasts are absolutely not fucking lost on us. So we're very grateful that you exist in this space with us and that we have friends that are like-minded in this world, spreading the good word about sex, sexuality, and all things awesome. So thank you so much. Everyone can check us out wherever you get podcasts, Spotify, download, share with a friend, share an episode that you liked with somebody that you know. You can call us at 513-6969-SEX. Leave us a message. We will play it live on the air. You can also reach us at whatsyourpositionpodcast@gmail.com, as well as Twitter, What's Your Position Podcast, and Instagram at What's Your Position Podcast.
And TikTok.
Oh, and TikTok. I didn't mean Twitter. I don't know why I fucking said Twitter. I meant TikTok. I don't even have a fucking Twitter. TikTok, What's Your Position Podcast. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
You're so welcome.
Make sure that you like, share, download all the good things. Everyone in the world, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Stay safe, stay kind, and stay horny, bitches.
Hey.
Can't stay here
What's Your Position podcast represents the opinions of Ashley Weller and her guests. The content here should not be taken as medical advice and is intended for education and entertainment purposes only. Views and opinions expressed in the podcast are our own and do not represent that of our places of work. While we make every effort to ensure the information we are sharing is accurate, we welcome any comments, suggestions, or correction of error. Stay safe, stay kind, and stay sexy.
At least we stole the show. Darling, darling, you know that we are sold out. This is fading, but the band plays on now. We're crying, crying, so let the velvet roll down, down. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece. Our lines we read so perfectly, but the show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause. Oh, 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 oh. And wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show.